Hello and welcome. I'm Hugh,
And I'm Janus.
and welcome to the Channel 63 News. Tonight on the 5 o'clock show, we're going to be covering all of the ups and downs of 2008. What a horrendous and terrible year we had as Americans. Let's start with the domestic side.
I'll be covering the domestic incidents that took place in America the year 2008. As we look back, we think of all the ups and all the downs that we witnessed. We'll start with an up. On January 1st, New Hampshire passed a law legalizing civil unions for same-sex couples, which is followed later on May 15th with California becoming the second state to legalize same-sex marriage following Massachusetts after the Supreme Court rules that the previous ban was unconstitutional. Throughout the year, the main and by far worst event that took place was the Great Recession, which was the global economic downturn that devastated world financial markets, as well as the banking and real estate industries. The crisis led to an increase in home mortgage foreclosures worldwide and caused millions of people to lose their jobs, life savings, and their homes. It's generally considered to be the longest period of economic decline since the Great Depression in the 1930s. Although its effects were definitely global in nature, the Great Recession has most profound in the United States, where it originated as a result of the subprime mortgage crisis, and in Western Europe. The recession was a decline or stagnation in economic growth that really came from the stock market crashes that took place. It was a horrendous year. It caused global, and I mean global, stock failures, followed by Japan, followed by Iceland, and many other European countries which suffered greatly from the Great Recession. It was a very big year, though, for the African American community, as President Barack Obama, with promises to help fix the economy, came in, and he was elected on November 4th, becoming the first African American president, defeating John McCain in the Republican Party. Now, let's head over to the foreign affairs.
Well, let's see what we've got up in the world today this year. Well, I can tell you one thing. Some awful things have been happening, partly due to the recession in America. Some things that have happened is a worldwide food shortage in Russia, which has caused the cannibalism. I know it's awful, right? A homeless man from Kamchatka and two accomplices were arrested for murdering a man, butchering his body, frying him up, and eating it. It's just horrendous, I swear. The Northwest Passage nearly becomes passable. That's another big thing, because for hundreds of years we haven't been able to pass through it. But it's starting to break up, which is good news, not for environmentalists, but businessmen like Trump. September 10th, the Hadron Collider at CERN, described as the biggest scientific experiment ever held, was powered up in Geneva, Switzerland. And on May 12th, an earthquake with a magnitude of 7.8 struck Wencheng, causing massive casualties and a lot of deaths, and millions to lose their homes and jobs. Overall, it was a sad year globally. And that's all for the global. Let's go to sports and fashion.
Thank you, Hugh and Janus. My name is Jen, and I'm Tools. Today I'm going to be talking to you about sports in 2008, where we also had some major ups and downs. First, I'm going to introduce you to the greatest sprinter of all time, Usain Bolt. On May 31st, 2008, Bolt breaks world record in the 100-meter sprint in 9.72 seconds. Then, August 16th, he set a new record at 9.69 seconds in the 100-meter sprint at the Beijing Summer Olympics. During that same Olympics, America's sweetheart, born in Iowa, Shawn Johnson, won 4 medals at the Olympics, 3 silver and 1 gold. She's been on the national team since 2004. During the 2000 Olympics, Kobe Bryant from the Lakers and LeBron James from the Cleveland Cavs led USA to a gold medal in basketball. And those same Olympics, the U.S. women's soccer team won gold, led by goalie Hope Solo, midi Tabin Keith, which is also the youngest player, and Abby Wambach, who was a forward. This year, the Lions went 0-16. They lost all 16 games, which is the first time since 1976 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They gave up 517 points, and later that year, team president and CEO Matt Millen was fired September 24th. That's all for sports. Now back to you.
Thanks, Matt and Jenny. In celebrity news, Jamie Lynn Spears, 16-year-old star of kids hit TV show Zoe 101, gave birth to her daughter Maddie. Her and her boyfriend got engaged a month before. The 34th People's Choice Awards, hosted by Queen Latifah, happened, and stars like Ellen DeGeneres, Johnny Depp, Justin Timberlake, and Reese Witherspoon all won awards. Miley Cyrus apologized for her Vanity Fair shoot and says that she is so embarrassed that the nude photo got published. At the MTV Movie Awards, Transformers won the Best Movie and Will Smith won Best Male Performance for I Am Legend. Britney Spears also had a meltdown and locked herself and her son in a room, refusing to leave. She ended up in a mental hospital for about a month. Morgan Freeman was also injured in an automobile accident when the car sped off the highway and rolled several times. He was hospitalized for a week with a broken arm and other injuries. Lady Gaga's album, The Fame, debuted and won a Grammy for Best Dance Album and the World Music Award for the World's Best Album. It peaked at number 2 on the Billboard charts after 2 weeks. On October 3rd, exactly 13 years after he was acquitted for the murders of his ex-wife and Ronald Goodwin, O.J. Simpson was found guilty of all 10 charges of armed robbery and was sentenced to 33 years in jail with the possible parole in 9 years. That's all for today.
Hello, we have a breaking news. We have a live interview with former President of the United States, George W. Bush. How are you today, George?
I'm doing great.
The American people have a few questions for you. Would you mind answering them?
I'm ready.
How do you feel about the war on terror over in Afghanistan and Iraq?
Listen here, fella. When these boys came over here, they're my Al-Qaeda terrorists, and they threw those planes into the Twin Towers. Biggest devastation I've ever felt as an American citizen ever and will ever feel ever again. Period. I feel that we should go over there and we should not leave until every single terrorist has been destroyed. Iraqi freedom, I'm for you.
So you think it's necessary to go to war?
I feel like we should bomb them until they don't know what bombing is. I don't want them not remember my name because they've been hit up so many bombs, they're dead.
So, in other words, how do you feel about the global economic crisis, especially in America with the recession?
Listen here. The Great Recession was not brought upon by me. It was brought upon by the next president of the United States, Barack Obama. When they heard that Barack Obama was running for office, bam, plummet. Stock market, crash. Not me. No. I mean, I didn't pay for the war. I had a surplus on everything. I owed a lot of money to everybody, but it was not my fault. I'm a true American.
So, for the average American, what is this going to look like? Like, how did you not allow this to happen?
Well, first of all, I gave our country some great tax cuts. Great tax cuts. They really helped our economy, and they would lead us to success if it weren't for Obama.
Well, that's very good. You heard it here first, folks. Our live interview with George W. Bush, former president.
Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in. I'm Hugh.
I'm Janus.
I'm Jenna. And I'm Jules.
And we are Channel 63 News. Ying ying!
And they're. You gotta. What?
Anymore.
Welcome, Chili's.
Good morning. Americans, we always push through it. Let's start with the domestic.
Are you kidding me?
That was so good.